Guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I already looked this one over, and I did it because I really wanted to see exactly what if CNN, for one, I wanted to see if CNN was gonna be fair with their numbers, and they in my opinion, they actually was fair. And y'all gonna see why, man. Now, anybody who is a big Biden supporter, you might want to cut your TV off. That's what you might want to do. No, you don't, because you need to see this. This is important because CNN, they support Biden more than they support Trump, right? So this one right here compares Trump to Biden. And they're doing many polls, many different polls. But wait until the last one. You're going to see something that's crazy.
There is brand new polling out on the presidential approval rating, and it's not good for President Biden. Joining us now, Harry Etten, CNN senior data reporter. These numbers are really tough.
You know, John, I don't like just looking at one poll. I like looking at multiple polls. And there were 4 different polls released this week. Quinnipiac, we had a Hart Public Opinion Strategies polls. That's with NBC or CNBC, Ipsos Reuters, CBS News, YouGov. I want you to look. These numbers kind of differ. They range from the low 30s to the low 40s. Low 40s is not good either. But what's key is the lowest are tied for the low for the pollster. Lowest tier, lowest tier. This is 1 point off the lowest tier. And when
that's all lowest.
you have 3 or 4 pollsters showing the lowest numbers for the President of the United States, that is indicative of a president who's in a lot of trouble, at least to where he has standed historically.
Well, now, for anybody who says that he's doing fine, he's doing great, like whatever they're feeding y'all over there, the information about him doing horribly, it's a lie. Don't believe everything you hear. These brothers are on y'all side, and they're saying this brother, they say that the Democrats as a whole are in trouble.
Let's talk about history here. How does Joe Biden, President Biden, compare to former President Trump in this stage of the presidency?
You know, there was always that thing, oh, Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating at this point in his presidency. We did it over and over and over and over again. Well, at this point in his presidency, Donald Trump's numbers, actually his average approval rating is 1 point higher than Joe Biden's, which is at 41%, Donald Trump at 42%. A first-term president at this point in his presidency, this is the lowest. This is the lowest for anyone who was elected to the presidency and didn't get up there through the vice presidency.
Now, this one right here, I don't really fully understand. Now, this is the average job approval rating through this point in their presidency, right? Now, 42 is low. 41, they say, is the lowest. Now, we got to look at this one right here, I think will be most skewed, in my opinion, because you got salty people on both sides that are going to give you a horrible rating regardless. So this one right here, I don't really give too much credence because it don't really add up. And the reason why I say it don't really add up, well, I'm going to talk about that on the last one. The reason why I say it don't really add up. You're going to see exactly why I say that.
This is a really bad number.
And in terms of the effect it's having on the Democratic Party, you, and I think this is a great thing to look at, you look at special elections. And it's not always about who wins or loses special elections. It's about the margins.
It's about the margins. So there was that California 22nd special election that occurred last week. And I think a lot of people weren't paying that much attention. It was Devin Nunes' old district, because the districts basically can get torn up through redistricting. This district will not exist in a year. But it's the baseline. It's comparing the result to the baseline. This was a jungle primary, so all the Republicans, all the Democrats ran against each other in one round. And what did we see? We saw the total GOP vote. Look at that, 66%, a 32-point margin. Compare that to the 2020 presidential baseline. The Republicans outperformed this by 14 points. The margin then was only about 5 or 6. In terms of the margin, it was a 27-point over performance. This was the type of thing when we went back in 2018, we're like, oh my God, look at all these great Democratic over performances. This was a huge Republican over performance.
And again, it's just a matter of Republicans doing better than they had in this same place, not always about winning or losing. And that's something, the Republicans, you see some strength there overall.
I do. So, again, it's not just about one poll.
Now, this one I don't really understand, because he's going to mention the outperforming Trump by 2020 and the underperformed Trump by 2016. And he's talking about the points and point differentials and whatnot. This one I didn't quite understand. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to be reading your comments a lot. help me out with this. I depend on y'all a lot for these things, and I appreciate your input. But yeah, this one right here, I'm gonna really need some help with. But the ones, it's a couple more polls that's right after this that y'all gotta see.
It's
man.
not just about one election. It's about looking at the elections in total. So these are all the GOP state and federal legislative special elections through this point in the year. This is the average margin, comparing this cycle with the last cycle. In 2022, the GOP on average is outperforming Trump by 9 points. What a switcheroo from where we were in 2018, where the GOP was underperforming. Look at this, underperforming Trump by 14 points. Of course, that led to a huge Democratic tidal wave that November.
Finally, one of the things driving this, the economy, or economic concerns, I should say.
Yeah, economic concerns. So, you know, look, we spoke about this earlier.
My man stuttered before he said, yeah, economic concerns. You think we can we skip this one, please? Can we please skip this one? This is the one I want y'all to pay attention to, because when they talking about the what you call it, the average job ratings and whatnot, the approval ratings for the jobs, doesn't that really tie into the economics of the country? So if these numbers are actually true, then I don't understand how the first numbers were so close just by 1 point. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but I'm sure y'all can break it down for me in the comments.
Earlier in the week, you know, if you look at jobs, the economy is doing pretty good. You look at inflation, not so good. How do voters see it? How do Americans see it? This is the University of Michigan Consumer Confidence Index through this point of presidency. Look at that, just 66 in April of 2022, going back since 1978. It is tied for the lowest. It was 66 in April of 1982. Of course, that was a good year for Democrats in the House of Representatives with the Republican president. And I'll just note, if you don't believe that the economy is hurting the Democrats and Joe Biden, look at the net approval rating. That's approval minus disapproval. Joe Biden at this point, minus 23 points. That is the worst on record since they started asking about economic job approval ratings back in 1978 with Jimmy Carter, who, of course, ended up the economy ate his presidency and put it to bits.
Now, this is horrible, guys, because y'all need to understand this. Look at this number right here. Minus 23 points. And a net approval rating on the economy. But yet, their overall average job approvals was 41 and 42. I don't get that. Average job approval rating is 41 and 42, with Biden still having the lowest of anyone. But then you come to this right here, minus 23, and then you go to this, what is the other one? You go to this other bad boy, and hold on, where is it? Hold on. This is crazy, man. Hold on, where is it? Okay, this right here. April 2022 in the Consumer Confidence Index at this point in the presidency has not been this low since 1982, bruh. Something, see, somebody's lying. This is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. Hey, it is. I mean, think about it, man. Come on, bruh. Come on, man. And then look, the Consumer Confidence Index at this point in the presidency, look at April 2018, what that number is. That's the highest. That's something that was not even mentioned. Because if you're going to be comparing the two, then you need to look at that number too. I'm just saying. Look, that's all I'm saying. I'm going to back up off of it for a minute. Because I told y'all before, man, I'm learning, and this right here helps me learn a lot. And by me not only checking out the Fox joint, I'm checking out everybody because I really want to see what's going on. And I'm just going to assume that they are trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But since they hold themselves so high on, you know, on the polls and wanting to be honest, so to speak, then, hey, is this honest? Is these numbers honest, or are they skewing the numbers a little bit? I don't know. But I want to hear what y'all got to say about this in comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual, man. Love y'all.